My name is Gijs and this is my dad. And this is Schooner Tijgerhaai. We have recently started a major rebuild to get her ready for new adventures. And we're sharing the process with you. Subscribe to stay tuned. We are now 6 months into the project. And it's almost time for the next milestone in the rebuild. The reinstallation of the main mast. So let's have a look at the final preparations of the big day. The hole for the mast in the roof of the wheelhouse is covered up with a steel plate, so that one can be removed. We noticed that the hole is slightly more forward than the position of the main mast. So a small modification is needed before the mast can be installed. If anybody is wondering how we are able to weld a steel plate to an aluminium wheelhouse or an aluminium wheelhouse to a steel ship, the magic word is triclad. Triclad are strips of two different metals welded together using the very special method of explosion welding. In our case, the strips consist of a layer of steel and a layer of aluminium, so that we can just weld aluminium to aluminium and steel to steel using our normal welding machines. I'll put a link to their website in the description of the video. With that done, we can cut the hole in the deck of the wheelhouse. And finally, preparing the step of the mast, which is the place on the keel that the mast will rest on. To make sure that the mast ends up exactly where we want it to be, we have to install some temporary guiding strips, which can be removed when the mast is welded to the keel. The main mast used to rest on an A-frame instead of on the keel. So the old A-frame is now obsolete and can be removed. The last preparation is connecting the shrouds back to the main mast. Since we've destroyed some shackles in order to remove the mast, we have ordered some new ones and some spares, which have to be primered straight away in order to avoid oxidation in salt water. All done and prepared, the big day has come. But before we are ready for the crane, we have to do something very important. So we have gathered here today for the very special ceremony of placing the coin under the main mast.
Shit! There's a coin in the car, in the van.
Didn't I tell you to bring a coin?
No, you didn't.
We have gathered here today for the very special ceremony of placing a coin underneath the main mast.
Fortunately, I'm rich. I still have €1 and I'm going to place it on the keel. A heap of shit in there. There it is. Oh, there's a lot of shit stuff now. Finally, after 30 years, yes or more, I have the mast on the keel. Almost. If nothing goes wrong this afternoon, we can step the mast.
Alright.
Alright.
Stepping the main mast is the process where the mast is raised and placed on its step, which is the resting place of the foot of the mast, in our case, the keel. The ceremony that you just saw dates back to ancient Rome. The coin would be placed underneath the main mast so that sailors would be able to pay for their crossing of the river Styx to pass to the afterlife in case the ship sunk. These days it's just done for good luck and safe travels. Having done that, everything is ready for the big moment. still have some jobs to do to finish the main mast, like welding it to the keel, closing the deck from the wheelhouse, and making some rigid supports for the backstays. But that's for another video, and this is all for now. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.